register of his burial was signed by the clergyman,
the clerk, the undertaker,
And the chief mourner.
Ebenezer Scrooge signed it.
And his name's good up at the exchange for anything he puts his hand to.
Old Molly was as dead as a doornail.
Ron, I don't need to say from my own knowledge what there is particularly dead about the doornail.
I might have been inclined, for myself, to regard Cockney as the deadest piece of our mulberry in the trade.
No doubt the wisdom of our ancestors is in the simile, and my unhallowed hand shall not disturb it, or the country's done for.
There is no doubt that Molly is dead.
This death
Must be distinctly understood, or nothing wonderful can come from the story of it.
So I repeat emphatically, Jacob Marley was as dead as a doornail.
Scrooge, you think he's dead?
Of course he did. How could it be otherwise?
Scrooge and he were partners for I don't know how many years. Scrooge was his sole executor, his sole administrator, his sole assign, his sole residuary legatee, his sole friend.
and his sole mourner.
And even Scrooge was not so dreadfully cut up by the sad events.
He was an excellent man of business from the very day of his youth. He saw the light of
No doubt he bargained.
Oh, his attack was head trying so straight, hard and sharp as flint.
For which no steel ever struck out a generous fire.
Secret and self-contained.
In solitary as moisture.
The cold within him freezes his old features, stiffens his gait, makes his eyes red, his thin lips blue.
He speaks out clearly and lightly, voice.
He carries his own texture with a bat with him. He has his locks in the dog days, which is about a 1 degree to Christmas.
Never stops in the street to say,
My dear Scrooge,
when will you come to see me?
No beggars imploring to bestow a trifle.
no children ask for more confidence. Even a blind man's dog appears to know him. His bullets are already good to say.
No more calling back the voice betraying me.
And passes behind our backs like a cold shiver.
To which way it's long and packed grass, to one or two sympathy to one's distance.
God, ladies and gentlemen, is not Scrooge.
Scrooge and Molly.
Scrooge and Molly's name is out.
Why, nobody is friends. Some they call it Scrooge and some Molly.
Makes no difference to one Frank's good and the pay on the nail. Or the coffin nail, perhaps.
Jacob Marley has been dead a good 7 years.
It's cold, bleak, biting weather, foggy withal.
Scrooge could hear the people who were weaving up and down the courtyard.
Beating their hands upon their breasts.
And stamping their feet upon the pavestone swarm them.
The city clocks had just struck 3, but it is dark out. It hasn't been light all day.
The fog crawls through every chinky keyhole.
External intercoms have little influence on Scrooge.
Bellwether doesn't know where to take advantage of Scrooge.
Scrooge sits in his counting house, keeping a close eye upon his firm.
A sort of tank.
It's copying letters.
Scrooge has a very small fire.
But looks fire is so very small that it looks like one code.
What is it, Cratchit? Can you see your way clear, Mr. Scrooge? In your great generosity, sir, to spare me a few coals for my fireplace, which is now empty.
No, I cannot see my way clear. And if you do take time off your work, Cratchit, to come here with exorbitant demands, then you and I must part company. Is that what you want?
Not at all, Mr. Scrooge. By no means. Thank you, sir.
The clerk returns to his desk, trying to put his jacket to keep him warm, and he tries to warm himself at the fire.
Not being a man of strong imagination, He fails.
Merry Christmas to you, Uncle. God save you.
Ah, humbug.
He sits at his desk doing work, and he is all alone.
Christmas a humbug. Uncle, you do not measure.
I do. Merry Christmas. What reasons have you to be merry? You're poor enough.
Oh, come now, Uncle. Right, how do you be dismal? You're rich enough.
Bah, humbug. What else can I be when I live in a world of fools? Merry Christmas, out upon Merry Christmas. What's Christmas to you but a time for paying bills without money?
Well, that's
A time for finding yourself a year older but not an hour richer. A time for balancing your books and having every item in them proved dead against you. I wish every idiot who goes about with Merry Christmas on his lips should be boiled with his own pudding and buried with a stick of powder as hot. So he should.
Uncle.
Nephew, you keep Christmas in your own way and let me keep it in mine.
Keep it. But Uncle, you don't keep it.
Let me leave it at then. Much good it has ever done you.
Oh, there are many things I've not profited by, I'm sure, with Uncle. But I do believe Christmas is a good time. A kind, forgiving, and charitable time. And the only time that I know we'll see by one consent to open up our hearts freely and look at people poorer than us as fellow passengers to the grave, not bound on agendas that not consent at all. So no, Christmas can never put a scrap of gold or silver in my pocket, but I believe it's done me good, and will do me good. So I say God bless.
Cratchit, will you let this relative out of my sight?
Well, a good day to you, sir.
Merry Christmas to you, sir.
Oh,
Merry Christmas to you, Uncle.
15 shillings a week away from France. Talking about a Merry Christmas. Now I think I'll retire to Bengal in search of some sanity.
Letting Fred Scrooge's nephew out, let's the other two people in.
Pleasant to behold.
Now stand with their hats off in Scrooge's office.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Good afternoon. Bed.
Scrooge Marley, we believe.
Have we the pleasure of addressing Mr. Scrooge or Mr. Marley?
Mr. Marley's been dead these 7 years. He died 7 years ago this very night.
And we have no doubt his liberality is well represented by a surviving partner.
At the honest word and liberality, Scrooge sat and shook his head in the gentleman about his credentials.
We are the representatives of the Society for the Relief of Poverty,
The relief of starvation in city streets.
the gentlewoman's provision of simple fare to the deserving poor.
Humbug.
At this festive season of the year, Mr. Scrooge, this Scrooge, not
Mr. Marley is deceased. Yes, of course, you said so.
unfortunately deceased.
At this season of the year, it is more than usually desirable that we make slight provision for the poor and homeless.
We suffer greatly at this present time.
Many are on want of common necessities, sir.
Hundreds are on want of common comforts.
Poor people.
Yes, Mr. Scrooge.
Beggars.
Alas, yes, Mr. Scrooge.
Are there no prisons?
Plenty of reasons, sir.
And the workhouse are based on operation?
They are still, sir.
And the poor law still in full vigor it is? And the treadmill is still turning nicely, I hope?
Both very busy, sir.
We wish we could say they are not.
Oh, I'm very glad to hear it. I was afraid from what you have said something had gone wrong with those admirable institutions.
But they scarcely furnish good to the multitude.
At this time of the year, one is keenly felt and abundance rejoices.
What shall we put you down for?
Nothing.
We understand.
An anonymous gift, that's very generous.
A modest benefactor, Mr. Scrooge, who would do good by stealth.
And does it wish to see his name published?
I wish to be left alone. I don't make merry at Christmas. And I can't afford to make idle people merry. I support the poor law, sir, and the treadmills and the gallows. The cost of not conscious. Let those who are badly off make use of such luxuries.
Many would rather die, sir, than go to the poorhouse.
If that's what they prefer, by all means, let them do it. Why not? Decrease the surplus population. It's Not my business if a man would rather die. It's enough for a man to understand his own business, and mine occupies me continually. Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Mary.
Good afternoon!
Seeing that it uses to pursue the quest.
To the fruit.
Foggier yet and colder.
Piercing, searching, biting, cold. The odor of one's scant nose.
Snored and mumbled by the hungry cold.
As bones are gnawed by dogs.
Stoop down at Scrooge's keyhole, drew down the cows. God rest ye mercy.
At length, the hour of shutting up the counting house has arrived.
With an ill will, Scrooge dismounts from his chair.
And tossed and he hits the box the infected earth.
You want a day off tomorrow, I don't doubt.
If it's quite convenient, sir.
Not quite convenient. More than that, it's not fair. If I was to stop you half a crown for it, you start squealing. I'll be bound. You think you're ill-used? So don't you think I'm ill-used? Having to be for you lying idle?
Christmas is but once a year, sir.
So you can pick a man's pocket every 25th of December. A poor excuse. And I suppose you're asking for the whole day. What? Be here 2 hours earlier next morning. Insanity turns to the world. That's all I will say to you.
Happy Christmas.
Bah!
Meanwhile, Father John is sticking so that people run about with flaring lamps, offering their services with all the purposes and packages that all go around.
The ancient tower of a church.
Was even starting down at Scrooge, I forgot the name of it.
As if its teeth were chattering and its frozen head up there.
The cold becomes intense.
The windows of the shops and the hollies being merged passing around through the windows. They pale faces ruddy as they pass.
The long hair.
And the strong hope of the Watson Mansion House gives orders to split these folks apart.
To keep Christmas in Broadman's household should. Scrooge has read his newspaper and beguiled the evening with his favourite reading.
His painstaking friendship with the longest of comfort, dangling without his wife.
Foggy gloves, no greatcoat.
Went down the ice at 120 times. Dreaming ain't boy.
Is one of them being Christmas Eve?
Waiter, toothpick.
Scrooge goes out to bed.
He lives just up 2 rooms over the hill with his dead partner, up a building yard where it has no business to be. You can't help fancying that. It ran there, it was a young house, playing hide and seek at other houses and walked the way out.
On this evening, the yard is so very dark that Scrooge, who notices every stone, has to feel it with his hands.
By the way, the door knocker.
It's a fox, there's nothing particular about the door knocker, except that it's very large, and Scrooge can see it every night in the morning.
And Scrooge is as little of what's called fancy about almost any other man in the city of London.
Including the corporation.
Why, Scrooge can see how risky is the lock.
Should see, not a knocker, but...
Marley's face.
Oh, but there's no lies about it.
Looking like a bed lobster in the dark, and the eyes are open, they don't move.
its living colour makes it horrible.
Horrible!
Is that you, Jacob? What are you playing at, old partner? Yours there's a coffin now, remember?
It is a knocker again.
That's better, Jacob. Never there at all, was you? If you had been there, I expected to see your pigtails sticking out behind you. No pigtail, therefore, no Jacob. Quod arat demonstradum. so far as our ghost and nightwalkers go, it's humbug. Pity, pity.
God rest ye merry gentlemen, let nothing you say. Remember Christ our Savior was born on Christmas Day to save us all from Satan's power when you've gone astray. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy, comfort and joy. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy.
Don't talk about Scrooge taking all horse and carriage of your upstairs.
What I mean to say, you could get a hearse up that staircase.
Is that why Scrooge claimed to see a hearse in the gloom?
Humbug.
Of course, it's dark.
Rude likes it dark. Dark is cheap.
Sitting room. All as it should be. Nobody under the chair. And nobody under the dresser.
Small fire in the grate. Spoon and basin ready for the little saucepan of gruel upon the hearth.
Scrooge has a cold in his head. Nobody under the bed.
Nobody in the closet.
Nobody behind the curtains who changes his positive attitude against the wall.
Quite satisfied, Scrooge sits down before the fire to take his gruel.
It is a very small fire. Nothing on such a bitter night.
Yet he is obliged to sit over it and brood over it in order to extract the least sensation of warmth from such a handful of gruel.
His lamp happens to rest on a bed.
A disused bell that hangs in his room and communicates for some purpose now forgotten with the chamber in the highest story of the house. It's with great astonishment
An inexplicable dread.
that Scrooge sees the bell begin to swing.
It swings so softly it hardly makes a sound.
But now it rings out loudly, and so does every bell in the house. It's ringing the bell!
It's humbug still, I don't believe it!
Who slams the door and drags the chains when there are no prison hereabouts?
Footsteps.
Scrooge never held with stair carpets, so he can hear the footsteps on the stairs.
What do you want with me?
Much.
Who are you?
Rather. Ask me who I was.
All right then. Who were you?
In life, I was your partner, Jacob Marley.
Oh, Jacob Marley. I always knew no bowels. Now I see it clearly.
You don't believe in me.
I don't.
Why do you doubt your senses?
Because little things upset them. How do I know you're not a mare? Indigestion, a hard bristled chop, a blot of mustard, a crumb of cheese, a fragment of undone potato. You're no more than stomach upset. More gravy than graveyard, you. You see this toothpick?
I do.
Well, I have but to swallow this to be persecuted for the rest of my days. Persecuted by legions of restless spirits and hobgoblins. Stomach upset. What do you say about that?
Man of worldly mind, do you believe in me or not?
I suppose I do. Got no choice, have I? But Jacob, couldn't you have stayed at home? I mean, what's the reason for this visit?
I mean Ebenezer Scrooge, learn from me. My spirit never walked beyond our counting house. It never rose beyond our money trading hall. So now I'm content to walk through the world and see what I might have shared in turn to happiness.
But Jacob, you were always a good businessman.
It was not enough. I should have known. Mankind was my true business. Charity, mercy, benevolence. These were all my business. Money making, was but a drop in the wide ocean of my proper business.
I beg you, Jacob, don't be hard on me. Why are you in chains?
I wear the chains I made in life. I made link by link, yard by yard. Every day I made money and forgot the poor.
And just has to travel every day whereabouts?
Would you know the weight and length of the strong toil you will bear yourself? It was as if, and as long as this, 7 Christmas Eves ago, you have labored on it since. It is a ponderous chain.
Don't be hard on me, Jacob, I beg you.
At this time of the rolling year, why was it that I walked through crowds of me fellow man and never raised my eyes to that blessed star which brought the wise men to an house of poverty?
That's flattery, Jacob, very flattery.
I'm here to warn you, to give you some hope of escaping my fate.
Jacob, you were always good friends to me, thank you. Bits of hope would come very welcome. Thank you, Jacob.
You will be visited by 3 spirits.
Yes, what? Is that the hope you spoke of?
It is.
Then thank you very much. I'd rather do without it.
Expect the first tonight, when the bell tolls 1.
Jacob, can I get him over and done with all the nasty medicine?
Expect the second on the next night at the same hour, and the third the night following, when the last stroke of midnight no longer tolls. Look to see thee no more, Ebenezer Scrooge. But for your own sake, learn from me. Learn from me. Learn from me.
The air is filled with phantoms wandering hither and thither in restless haste, and moaning as they go.
Every one of them wears chains. Like
Some of
mine.
them are linked together.
They might be guilty government ministers.
None are free. Scrooge knew many of them during their lives.
He has been quite familiar with one old ghost in a white waistcoat.
With a branches safe attached to its uncles.
Marley lying down, nailed the wretched woman who it saw before.
And Christ pity snatched away.
The misery for the lawyers that they seek to interfere for good in human matters and have lost power forever.
Humbug! took a long sleep, didn't I, when I got there? Ding dong, 1:45. It must be morning, dark as hell at Christmas. Ding dong, the hour itself and nothing else. Wait, 1 o'clock? Can't be possible. It was near 2 when I went to bed with all the disturbance. Can I slept some 23 hours? Can I? Where's my watch? It was Marty's watch once upon a time. No longer useful. It's Watch says 1 also. The clocks were mad at people over Christmas.
The curtains of his bed were drawn aside, I tell you, by a hand.
Not the curtains out of back, nor the curtains out of screen, but to which his face was addressed.
The curtains of his bed were drawn aside.
And Scrooge, floating up to a half-recumbent attitude,
Found himself face to face with the unearthly visitor who drew them.
as close to it as I am to you.
And I am standing in the spirit at your elbow.
You? Are you the visitor I was told to expect?
I am.
Who are you then?
I am the ghost of Christmas past.
Long past?
No, your past.
Please, spare, don't stand there so respectful. Be covered, spare, please. Put your cap on your head.
My cap? You want to put out my light so quickly? You, one of those dim spirits who tried to make a cap to cover my flame and make the whole world dreary. You, the great fire extinguisher. Don't ask me that.
Please, spare it. I was only trying to see you quite comfortable. Now, will you be staying long then? Young lady, woman, a spirit, if you like it. What exactly is your business with me?
Your welfare.
I take that very kindly of you, spirit, very kindly indeed. But so far as my own particular welfare is concerned, a good night's sleep might have done me some good. With a cup of hot tea around 7, and a nice bit of business to bring it off, if it wasn't named Christmas.
Your reclamation then. Take heed.
Why, what exactly?
We shall only find it after a long voyage of discovery. Are you ready to start with me?
Hardly spirit, I'm in my nightgown.
No matter.
Where are we going, did you say?
On a journey.
Oh,
Very long way indeed. As long as your life, Scrooge.
spirit, there's a sharp, sneaking wind out there. A nice, nasty wind. If I might, put on a pair of trousers and a greatcoat, perhaps.
Trousers and a greatcoat will not be necessary.
A pair of boots, perhaps.
Nor boots neither.
Just slippers then, as I've a nasty coat upon me. How do we travel exactly?
Through the air.
I'm a mortal man, remember? Travel like a stone, and I would carry a spare 5 places.
You'll not fall. If I touch you, there. Now rise and walk with me. to have forgotten it for so many years. Your lips trembling. What's that on your cheek?
On my cheek? Yes, I tell you, just a pimple. Yes, I tell you, a perfectly ordinary pimple. All those people's spirits.
They are shadows of what have been. They have no consciousness of us.
What are they shouting?
Listen.
Spirits, I can't hear them.
Not yet. What's a Merry Christmas to you? Out upon Christmas, that's your opinion on the matter, isn't it, Scrooge?
Spirit, I know him.
The school wasn't altogether empty. There's one lonely boy, forbidden to come home by his father, stays on and made to work for his keep. You remember?
I was alone.
Not entirely.
I remember Ali Baba and his beautiful slave girl Morgiana, who helped boil 40 rams in oil. Sound businessman Ali knew the value of money and took over his brother's shop.
What?
I remember El Crusoe also, just as he came to me that afternoon. The man thought he was dreaming, but he wasn't. It was the parrot speaking, you know. Oh, and Sinbad the survivor got the old man of the sea drunk on a glass of wine off his back at last. That's the way to do business. Mind you, I've been the old man on the back of a good many who came to borrow money. And here comes Friday, running away from her enemies who are going to be the steal her. Run, Friday, run! Get him, Friday!
To hear Scrooge expending all the earnestness of his nature on such subjects,
And your extraordinary voice came back from the sun. Or to see his high and excited face.
What am I surprised to his little friends can say?
Scrooge! Are you there, Scrooge? Stop hiding there, boy. There's potatoes in for peeling. Scrooge! Scrooge!
Oh boy, I wish
What do you wish?
there was a voice to give Christmas carol. I didn't have to frighten him away.
Let's see another Christmas.
I know him also.
Still alone after 10 Christmases.
Now, walking up and down my cage, and the boys come home for the jolly holidays.
Scrooge! Your sister to see you, Scrooge.
Dear brother! Fan! Why are you here? To bring you home. 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 Home, little Fan. That's not possible.
yes it is, home for good and all, home forever and forever. Our fathers grow much kinder and home has changed. Home is like heaven. He spoke gently to me when I was going to bed, so I did ask him if he might come home. And he said, yes, my dear brother, yes you may. So I have sent to the coast to bring you.
You're quite on the now, little Fan.
And you'll be a man, and never come back here again.
Fetch down Master Scrooge's box.
We're to be together all Christmas long, and have the merriest time in the world.
You are to be gone, Scrooge, in the dangerous seas of life, away from this cozy and kindly establishment where is one protected and custodied you by the loving hand of self-respect. But however you travel, Scrooge, beneath the tropic sun or desert cold, you will always feel in your heart loyalty and gratitude to this great school, which has always given you secure, sir. You will remember.
I promise you, yes.
I see I've touched the heart of a warm spirit.
I promise never to remember you, never to think of you again, not if I can help it. Come on, Fan.
free cheese, Sister Fan. But she had a good heart.
So she had. I won't deny that. God forbid.
She died a woman with, I think, children.
One little child.
Your nephew.
Yes. Fred.
So lads, let the revelry commence. So hilly-ho! Hey, with our cake and our nuggets, with our cold roast and our cold boil, with our mince pies and our beer, with our fiddler, an artful dog, the sort of lad who knows his business better than you or I could have told it to him. Shall our Christmas ever die? Never die! And let the dancing commence.
They all dance. Don't call me.
So Roger de Coverley.
Then all Fezziwigs dance out to dance with Mrs. Fezziwig. The Christmas music won't put out her. Pray on her and swaddling down people will dance. What if that looks like Fezziwig? All Fezziwigs will have been a dance for them. And so will Mrs. Fezziwig. And
make all those folks so full of happiness.
Small?
Dear old Fezziwig, we're lucky to work for him, Dick.
Yes. Who else can make the boy from next door but one cheerful?
We'll get the cook skipping as high as the moon,
Or have the baker who never smiles, laughing 50% speeches?
and turn this old warehouse into a palace of the dance.
God bless old Fezziwig.
Yes, Dick, bless his old heart.
He spent a little of enough money. That's such a wonderful thing to do.
Not about the money spared.
Did you say it's not about the money?
He had the power to make his apprentices' lives happy or miserable. This power lay in small things, in words and looks which he could add or count again in ledger. The happiness he gave was quite as great as if it cost a fortune.
Happiness, old fellow.
Yes, Dick?
When we grow old,
You mean grow older?
yes, we'll still be good friends, will we not?
I think so.
Still have the feast and the doctor and all that good fun at Christmas time, just like old Fezziwig, right?
You're just like him.
Well, good fellows, aren't we?
So we are. Sleep well.
If we can step in times when we're quite old, just like
Merry Christmas.
What's the matter?
Nothing particular.
Something, I think.
No, I just would like to say a word or two to my clerk. Just now. That's all.
My time grows short. Quick. This was not addressed to Scrooge, or to anyone whom he could see, but it produced an immediate effect, for Scrooge saw himself. He was much older now, a man in the prime of his life. His face had not the harsh, rigid lines from his later years, but began to wear the signs of care and avarice. There was an eager, greedy, restless motion in the eye, which showed the passion that had taken root, and where the shadow of the growing tree would fall. Do I not? Collected on there too, Ebenezer?
So I must. Am I a charitable organization? Will not expect to do that one together?
No, Ebenezer. Must be no.
You can't be expected to understand business.
I understand you can never have a home together. It will matter little. To you, very little. Another item is dispensed with. If it can cheer you, comfort you, time to come, as I would have tried to do, well then I have them just close to you.
What idol has this place?
A golden one.
This is the fair dealing of the world. So hot on quality and condemned well. Is that fair to go?
You were too much afraid of one. You want to be rich so the world will not touch you. That is your master passion. All else is wrong.
Perhaps I've grown wise now. I have not changed towards you. Have I done?
You used to be on the road, but you worked hard for the proposition. Just then we met.
I was a boy then. I was entirely ignorant of business.
Would you have changed?
Come towards you.
When we agreed we were one heart. Now that we are two, our agreement is fraught with misery. I won't say how often I thought I must tell you this. It is enough I have thought.
Have I ever tried to make life for a while ago?
Not in work. In the change nature. In altered spirit. In everything that ever made my love valuable to you. Tell me honestly, if we had never met before, would you try and me now? A girl without money or the hope of money? I would think otherwise than I could, but now you weigh everything about you. And if you were false to your own I should choose instead, what repentance and regret surely follows. Sarah, I must release you from your trial. I do so with a full heart, for the love of him who once lied. And yes, I remember looking around and that makes me think. You may feel some pain, but soon, very soon, you will grow. You'll Would you miss the memory of me? Don't you without me? I was looking more than a young thing. You will be grateful that I have broken your ground. Goodbye now. May you be happy in life and through.
David, why do you show me all this? Why do you delight to torture me?
One shadow more.
No more, I will not see it, I will not. Show me no more.
Henrietta, stop tormenting your grandmother.
I don't mind it, my dear. You know I don't mind it at all.
Do you hear that? It's Grandpa! I know it's Grandpa! Look, brother!
Merry Christmas. Uncle Grandpa.
You spoiled them, Father. You taught them far too much.
Never too much. It's Christmas. Now, my dearest.
Look at them. Those children. That thought could have been springtime in the haggard winter of your life. Now listen.
Belle, I saw an old friend of yours today.
Who was it?
Guess.
How can I? I don't know. Mr. Scrooge?
Mr. Scrooge. I walked past his office window. He had a candle lit, and I could scarcely help seeing him. His front eyes at the point of death idea. He sat there alone. All alone in this world, I believe. Christmas. Show me no more. Remove me from this place.
I told you, these are shadows of what have been. They are what they are. Don't blame me.
Well, how can I pass remove me?
He turned upon Scrooge, and seeing it look upon him with a face in which, in some strange way, there are fragments of all the faces that are shown him, he wrestles with it.
Hold me no longer, spirit! Hold me no longer!